Hi babies, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. It's been a little while. I'm apologizing. It's been about 4 months since I've done a video. This is definitely going to be a teen tarot video. I missed you guys. I got your emails. It means the world to me and then some. This video is specifically for you guys. Right now, obviously, you've got the whole Rona, going back to school. If you're watching this, then you're already on some kind of a, enlightened, spiritual, whatever it is, you're on a path where I would think you want the best out of your life. To get the best out of life, you have to give the best in life. So this means gratitude. This means treating people how you want to be treated. And that means having the guts, the balls, the whatever you want to say, chutzpah. It means being who you say you are, being who you want to be, despite any fear of what other people, society, what anybody else might say. We can't always say, the world seems impossible to change. How would I, in a tiny little town of like 400 people, how am I going to change the world? You feel like an ant on an anthill. Imagine going down to an anthill and trying to pick one out. And how would he... Here's the thing. Just like throwing a rock in a water and the ripples come off, every good intention, every bit of love, and every movement you make that's within that sort of, I'm here for a bigger purpose, I'm here for my best life. If you're moving in that way and you can take control over your life, then there are going to be times that you have to stand alone sometimes and hold, what is it? There you go. Boom. Stand for something bigger than yourself. There are going to be times when everybody in the room is thinking it. Have the balls to be the one that says it. If you want to be anything you want to be in life, the only person stopping you is going to be you. And so even if right now you're like, oh yeah, but you don't know you don't know my mom, you don't know this, I'm poor, I'm this, I was born here. Those are all completely valid. No, I would never in a million years say that it's just a snap of the wrist easy to get where you might want to go. What I'm saying is that it's possible. So maybe you couldn't, depending on how far back you want to go, maybe you didn't choose your parents or to be born in, in Ontario, Canada. And so that's something that right off the bat in your life, you're like, oh yeah, I had no control over that. Like I didn't get to choose well, again, when I said depending on how far you want to go back, there's always the belief that we did choose, in fact, the path that we wanted to be on for the lessons. But if you put that aside and don't want to get all, philosophical or whatever, you didn't get to choose your parents, correct? You didn't get to choose the country you were born in, correct? However, from the second that you decide that, I love my parents, great, to death, but we don't mesh and I can't achieve my goals because they're not willing to see me for who I am. Maybe they don't support what you want to do. These are all very heavy situations. Again, it's easier to say these things than to actually do them, but it's in those moments, those brave moments, that you decide you're going to live for you and take control over your life, meaning, okay, say you're 14 right now, not a good home situation. So again, it's easy for me to say, okay, well, you didn't choose the parents, but you can choose to move out. Well, I'm 14, what am I supposed to do? Still plan on moving out, start saving money. But aside from all that, you're not going to be able to control your parents or family or friends, you're not going to be able to control those situations where people come at you and they're so negative, or they're so, you know, bullyish, or they're so just, it rubs you the wrong way. And we don't always ask to be put in shitty situations like, you know, abusive families or anything like that. So first of all, if you're in a situation where you're in an abusive sort of situation, I'm saying it because I did mention it, you have the choice, and it would be an extremely brave choice to get help. And that's scary, because when that stuff, there's threats, there's so much fear, there's just so much, and this is all you know, and these are the only people you know, like in that particular situation. So you can imagine how much it would take out of you to make the decision to sort of bring justice to your own situation. Whatever the case may be, I don't want to give, you know, like crazy, like I want you to be comfortable in your own skin. I want you to know that the only you there is here, as corny as that sounds, is you. When you stand with confidence and you know who you are, it is very, very hard to shake a person who knows who they are. I love people. I like helping. But opinions of me, how I live, what I should do, in the most like humble way, I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter if, you know, everybody's, oh wow, that's such a great, if it doesn't resonate, if it doesn't, yeah, did I say that? If it doesn't fit with me, if it doesn't feel good, if it doesn't sit right, then it doesn't matter if everybody else thinks it's a great idea, because me, the person that's going to do, I don't think it's a good idea. And to be able to talk the talk, I walk the walk as well. Yes, there's nothing that I would say, there's nothing I would say in the sense of sort of authenticity and being yourself that I wouldn't do myself. I've gone through a lot in life, a lot that was meant to sort of, you know, put that light out. And I think that without, you know, we're already 20 minutes in and I really want to pull you a card, but there are special people out there. Everyone's special in their own right, but there are those of us that just never quite connect. You're always there, but you're not plugged in. There's just a disconnect in life. I think that those are the special people. Those are the people that become, unfortunately, you know, our drug addicts and our alcoholics, because they never find that connection, that feeling of belonging, that feeling that we all need. And so I guess my point with being who you are and you know, being authentic was that the world has enough insta fake fucks, you know. The world has enough people that are ignorant and don't want to learn about something new, and we don't have to be rude back. We don't have to do anything. That's what people don't understand. The power that you have is simply to hear somebody out. If it works for you, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And if it doesn't feel good, walk away. If I could give anything to anybody advice-wise, it would be better to be alone than to be surrounded with people that don't have your best interest at heart, people that will replace you in a minute. You know when you're part of the group and you're not. It's like these two are best friends and these two are best friends and everyone likes you. It's not like you're a part of the group, but you're not. It's not the same. Yeah, and so then in life you feel like if you just, if you just said the right thing, or if you just had the right piece of clothing, or if you just, had that chance, that you'd get over that hump because you're right there, right? And then there's the people that never even get those opportunities. They're shunned right from, the get-go. And what I'm saying is, don't be a dick. Don't be somebody that's shunning, but also know that it's really kind of badass to just be in your own skin. And the more that you are, the less people can bother you, the less they even affect you. Like I said, I love helping people, but believe me when I say I value opinions of people that I value. A stranger's opinion of me is none of my business. They'll forget about me in 3 seconds. What I choose to do is going to stick with me. But anyways, let's get a card. High school is coming up. It's such a weird time. All I'm saying is be kind, be kind to each other. I mean, you're going to do stupid shit. No one's ever going to be perfect, but if you move in kindness, you can change the fucking world like that. Like, no matter how corny you think that is, you could literally change the world. So we have choices. So feeling blocked and restricted. And then we have it's always tea time. Eternity, endless moments, and repetition. I'm sensing she does not look happy. And he looks just, yeah. And she looks very sad. They actually look kind of similar with their faces, the looks on their faces. So Mia's thinking that somebody is feeling a little stalled in life right now. A little bored, a little blocked, a little don't know what you're doing. Let's see. Okay. Is that the reason so many tea things are put out here, she asked. Yes, that's it, said the Hatter with a sigh. It's always tea time. So there are places, spaces, moments in all of our life when there's time to take on a different quality. Within the space you find yourself in now, there's an endless and a repetitive, it is an endless and a repetitive as though you were stuck in a loop. So that's their typo because it says there is and endless, so it should just say there is a endless and repetitive. I can read, I promise. Take it away from me, guys. Okay, it said this card sees you becoming conscious of something that entraps so many souls, but which you have a chance of sure opportunity to escape. And this is kind of exactly what I was saying. Go with the crowd, or go for the gusto, go for the dream, go for the goal, go for what nobody else is going for. Others about you are seemingly content within the loop and to keep the cycle going. You stand outside of this, and it is within your power to change the pattern for yourself. That's so awesome. Some will puzzle at your desire to move beyond the constraints of the pattern. They may even be disgruntled at your yearning to change and move beyond the trappings they feel content with. Do not allow their influence to stifle the need to be free. When this card comes, consider changing the hours you work, the time you rise or go to rest, or the schedules you operate in. Others may be confused at your desire to shake up the order of things. However, it is progressive and exciting for you to challenge what others consider to be normal. It does not always have to be tea time. Things do not need to be done in the usual way, and time can be shifted and experimented with so you can make the very most of the life you wish to live. A change in schedules, repetition, cycles, patterns, and loops. Situations being repeated, being trapped by schedules that need to be changed. A wonderful time to challenge the order in which things are done. Reworking traditions so they are more aligned with the way you see the world. I love when it all kind of goes together. So, yes, we are all conditioned at a very young age that, don't do that. Everyone's going to laugh at you, to conduct yourself in a certain way, to, opinions of what you think is good, what's not good. We are way more capable than we are. And the more people start to wake up, the more scary it is. So again, you can be in a tunnel. You've made it halfway. So you know where you've come from. You believe, you have faith that there's light at the end of the tunnel. But right in the middle there, it's scary because you know what's behind you, but you're taking a chance on something you feel inside. You feel like that was the truth. Your instinct told you, yes, I need to get to this other, like, I have to see what's on the other side of this, like, town or whatever. The universe is saying to you that we're not all created equally. We're not all put here for the same reason. I believe everybody here is, special in their own right, but I don't believe that everybody has, everyone's got a gift and everyone's got this and everyone, there are, I was going to compare it to prison, which might not actually be that off. Just like how there are different levels of a prison. People are there because they stole something. People are there because they murdered someone. Like, yeah, it kind of varies. I should not have used that example. Okay, anyways, so it's a time to change the order of things. So sometimes people will look at you like you're crazy, and that's okay. Sometimes not everyone's going to agree with your decision, and that's okay. I highly encourage you to take time in your life to really look at the situations that you're in, but as a whole, because life tends to repeat itself until we get the lesson, like going to school and getting stuck in the second grade. How many times do you want to go through the same thing before you realize that what you think is not? So let's see. So you're in grade 2, you failed. Horrible experience, you were bullied that year, you've got to repeat grade 2. What you took from your experience the first time is going to shape now the second cycle that you're in. So different class, let's say different teacher, still grade 2. Same thing happens. Still failed, still kind of got bullied. Now you're in it a third time. I didn't do anything. I'm a victim. These people are da-da-da-da-da. And it's natural to feel this way. Don't get me wrong. And it's not even necessarily a wrong answer. It's just not an answer that's going to get you anywhere. Sometimes people get so comfortable with even things like being the victim that becomes their identity. It's easier to take that moment and sort of live through that embarrassment and then label yourself as, no, everyone's going to be laughing at me when I go out. Like, I'm now this person. And then that's the energy that you carry around with you. That's the, it's kind of what like every teen movie ends up kind of, you've got the nerdy girl that comes and these mean guys come and they want to change her up. But then the mean guys discover that she's actually a person and kind of cool too. And if she changed her look, do you know what I mean? Like, it's a she's all that kind of thing, which is probably an older reference for a teen video, but whatever, look it up. So it's always tea time. Life gets boring and we're here to be free. You are supposed to be free. I literally have it tattooed all over my body. One day I'll fly away. I believe enough to write it anywhere that like we are meant to be free. And being free means different things to everybody. This is what I mean. If it feels good to you and you're not hurting other people, then all you can do is follow your path. And the universe will always be there to give you, your people when you need them. The funny thing is that until you're ready, like until you decide, okay, we're going back in there and I am going to study. I don't care if everyone's bugging me. I can pass if I just pass a test. Like even if I don't make friends and even if it's not a good year, I can get out of this by studying. Okay, so now you've done something different. So you've taken control over what? Yourself. Because you can't control what everyone else is going to do. Unfortunately, there are dickheads in the world. There are bitches. There are people that will never wake up. They'll never be anything more than they are right now. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that doesn't mean that they can make you feel like there's something wrong with you for wanting more. Here, we'll go to number 6, which is choices, which kind of goes perfectly with it. You're feeling blocked and restricted. Whoop, whoop. So there were doors all around the hall, but they were locked, and when Alice had been all the way down one side and up the other, trying every door, she walked sadly down the middle, wondering how she would ever get out again. So when we are changing in order to find our own personal wonderland, we need to keep the momentum going in whatever area of life the magic of change is arriving. This means leaving the in-between lands This means leaving the in-between lands of the idea and entering into the choices we must make to move forward. And I say this all the time. It's awesome to have a dream. I have so many. But there comes a time when there's a momentum, there's a feeling, there's a, you can tell that either you're scared because you have to make a decision. There are moments in life, I'm trying to phrase it the right way, but there are moments in life when you have to shit or get off the pot. It's fun to be in the building stages, but at some point the house is done and you've got to move in, and that's scary, and it's also exciting, but you have to make the decision. I don't know if that was a good example, but okay, whatever. So it says, it may seem to you, as it does to Alice, that each choice presents a potential problem, and that there is not one clear way or choice to go. Each door is locked, too small, impossible to open, or even to fit through. But Alice has not yet found the way. You two are on the road to finding the way to unlock the opportunities that are all about you. It may also be that various tests of courage will reveal the key to the door, which will see you enter Wonderland. Right now you have choices. Each of them may seem to have one or more drawbacks or obstacles. You feel that you do not know how to get through to the other side. Perhaps you are not meant to go there at all. But look about you. There are solutions. There always are. There really always is. You can create the next step, but you must be brave, and willing to try something very new. And then you must be ready to deal with the uncertainty taking this step shall bring. If you peek through the keyhole, I'm on fire today, guys. If you peek through the keyhole, as Alice does, you will see that the doorway leads to the loveliest garden you can imagine. You must find a way through, because the delights that lie on the other side are worth this test. The challenge is how you reach this place. You may need to grow smaller, you may need to grow larger, you may need to change yourself in ways that initially seem very strange to you. Choosing which way to go. A moment of decision, uncertain of what is best or what to do next. Feeling like each door is closed, wanting to reach the next stage of your life but not seeing a single way through. Okay, so don't they all just go the same, right? You're obviously really, really feeling, you're feeling ready for the next step that life has to offer, and that might be more than one. And so with every decision, of course, when you make a decision, you're taking on the consequences with that too. And so even if you're not consciously at the time, it's always a good idea to, as much as you can, try to think of the possible outcomes. Don't scare yourself. but you should be aware. The best case scenario, if I was to go this route, these are, some good things that would happen. This particular message is telling me that there is a specific, so you might have different paths, but as Alice peeked through that keyhole, there's one of those things in your life right now that's, without a doubt, even if you haven't admitted it to yourself, you've already sort of subconsciously, you're leaning, we'll say it that way. Maybe you haven't made the decision, but you're leaning. And every time you lean forward to look and you start trying to come up with, what's going to happen, you stop. And this is life. And this is where people stop. They do what's comfortable because it feels better in that moment. And I mean, the shitty thing is that, yeah, you might be sad, you might regret, you might look back, but I think that most people just shut that voice off. They shut those hopes down. And maybe they start to be content in the choice that they made. I mean, at the end of the day, the choices we make fall on us. Even if so and so told us what to do, we make the decisions to do them. And that can be kind of a hard thing to take too. So at the end of this, it says, just like Alice has to drink a potion. So right away, first of all, she's in a random room, locked in, and there's a potion. Does she drink it? That in itself is scary. When she makes the decision, so this is the next point, sorry, before we go into that, there needs to be some kind of a plan, a guideline. It doesn't have to be, I'm going to do this at this time, but talking about what you want, making a real plan, some actions, how you're gonna really get there, even if it is scary, will be the next step. And this is a good time too to also bring up all of the other things. For example, all the consequences. Okay, if this happens, this and this is going to happen to me, and I'm aware of it. And I might know that I'm going to get shot in the foot. It doesn't make it any easier when it happens, but at least I know. It's not a surprise. It doesn't make the pain any less, but you've made the decision conscious of the fact that your intentions are to be happy in your life. This is what's going to make you happy in your life. And the universe is saying, you damn right it's going to make you happy. I mean, the most beautiful garden you've ever seen. I mean, who doesn't want, what I mean? That sort of happily ever after, what if that school that you really want to go to, but that's just too far for you? What if that's going to, and if you have those thoughts and if you're faced with those decisions, I am begging you to know, first of all, that you're not alone. And yes, okay, super corny, but you're literally not. And if you allow yourself to really be in that moment, whether you believe in God or angels or, just anything, if you can really just quiet yourself, I promise you'll feel that you're not alone. If you can move in your life, there are times when, in order to move up in our job, for example, you might need to learn some new skills. To go from a regular employee to a supervisor, for example, it can be kind of awkward because there is a point in it where you go from being everyone's peer and, buddy with everyone, and now you're sort of, you're in charge of them. You have to separate some way, which can be hard to do. And unless you make the decision to sort of step up in that role to learn those new characteristics, when you can grow into that, it doesn't change who you are. You're still the buddy that was out there, but you've added the fact that you can now separate personal from the fact that you have a job to do. This is my job description, blah, blah, blah. You get the point. It's those moments in life that will make you or break you. The universe is always going to be there for you when you call. Let's see what we got from here. It's already super long, but I wonder if I shall fall right through the earth. You are presently experiencing a time of descent. I'm actually glad that I read this, and it will be worth it. So as I said, when you're waking up in the world, it can sometimes be everything's different. So say you woke up today and you just are suddenly aware that life is repeating somehow. You're aware that the people around you are just, they're so negative, or they just don't think the way that you think, or just you're just getting that something's changed, my dear. So you are in between worlds, yet to land, yet to know what will come next, yet to feel the impact of the inevitable movement when your feet touch the earth again. At present, it is natural to feel doubt, and it really is. Like, oh my God, like everything I've ever done dramatic in my life, I've been scared shitless before I did it. But, fuck if I'm going to tell anyone else that. At present, it's natural to feel doubt, discouragement, nerves, and even fear. You have leapt, now you must fall. Soon you shall land, but first comes the descent. I think, honestly, even other than the landing, the jumping off, that's scary. That's like, I'm in this now. Like, it almost doesn't matter what happens, because, like, in that moment, you did it. Like, you fucking did it. Sorry, but you have launched yourself into the unknown, taken a risk, dared to follow your instinct, without the thought and consideration that would have seen you miss the chance that will come to you. But right now, you are completely within the process of descent. You may have allowed yourself to let go of people, places, objects, and roles or ways of being. It could be that a relationship, a type of career, or the routine you once had is now in flux. Something has unraveled and you are moving into a different part of your destiny. A fall can be accompanied by a disillusionment, a sense something is being broken, a shattering of beliefs and perspectives, the inability to know what will come next. You may wonder, just like Alice, whether you will fall right through the earth. In other words, will everything in your world end? Will you simply keep falling and falling with no end? It will end. There will be a new place and a fresh way of being to explore. For now, surrender to the descent into the passageway to the next life. The fall is the moment before the rebirth. The best possible response is to relax into the fall. Observe and wonder at what is to come. Know this was the only way through to the next stage of your evolution. The entrance to your own wonderland. The entrance to your own wonderland. There is no new discovery without descent, without relinquishing some of who you were. This is the way you will become who you are next meant to be. So the divination is the in-between, the end of what was, the letting go of what you were, and the rebirth into a new life. Unknown outcomes, complete immersion in the process of change. Woo! This is exciting. And as exciting as it is, it can slip by you. It's very challenging to really be self-aware and to judge yourself in a situation. Most sort of negative situations that we end up in, the first thing that we do is find the reasons why that asshole didn't have a right to do this. Oh, what, you're telling me I deserved it? Like, we have so many ways that we can, deflect. And those things, they might be 100% true. Like, no one has the right to, upset your day in any way, but it happens and you have a part in it. And I think that learning to grow means, first and foremost, accepting yourself for exactly who you are. You accepting yourself. So it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks or, not right now. Right now it's about you owning that, okay, I guess I am a little bit controlling. You know, I definitely could have handled that situation better. And then it's not so much even just the realization as it is the follow through. And the follow through isn't that first time you go and say, you know, I know we were just fighting, but I'm really sorry. Because guess what happens? You've decided to make a change. You decided. So not anybody else did. So when you humble up and you go and say to the person that, you know, said all these horrible things to you, you know, I could have, you know, I'm sorry for the things that I said. I'm sorry for the way that I reacted. And you're hoping, not even hoping, you're kind of almost expecting, okay, well, I said sorry, so they're going to say sorry too. And because that's the, you know, and when that doesn't happen, they go, good, you should be sorry. That victim, that feeling of being the victim, it's going to rise up. And the first thing you're going to want to do is, what? You called me I'm not. And that's the humbling. And it's not easy. It's not like instant. This, I mean, for me, it took quite some time. And it's a process. Like I said, it's a, you know, I tried my best today. You know, enjoy the lull. Enjoy being powerful enough to take your life into your own hands. Enjoy the fact that you're not who you want to be and that that's another journey that you're. Yeah, don't live with the what if. Be brave, be you, be badass. Anyways, guys, I really hope that that's like helpful in some way. Definitely check the channel out if you've maintained to this long. If you've for any reason watched this video, I'm sending you abundance. I hope that you find some random cash and think of me when you do. I hope that you treat everybody the same as you want to be treated. I hope that you can move in the badass, authentic self that you are. I hope that you decide to invest in yourself. I hope that you know that you're worth it. I hope that you know that the people that love you are always going to love you, and those that are not, everyone's here for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And just because something didn't, you know, go according to plan doesn't make them bad. It doesn't make you bad. It doesn't make that school worse than this one. It just means that you resonated more and you followed your dreams. So don't live with what ifs. I don't know if I just repeated myself, but yeah, like, share, subscribe, keep checking in on me. And if you sent me an email, if you're one of the people that sent me an email, and if I didn't reply to you, I just want you to know that not only did I get the emails, but I cried, I was over. So namaste, guys. I love you guys. Please check out my channel next time. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Email me if you want. Comment below. Bye.